All right, the final edition of Weather for Weather Geeks in the month of March. It seems like March, for many reasons, has been about a year, but we're going to put a lid on the month here in a handful of hours and get set to head into April on a brighter note weather-wise for the next couple of days. But in the meantime, let's start this evening by looking back over here. There we go. On this date, back in 1987, a lot of you longtime Valley residents probably remember this system that caused March to go out like a lion. 10.1 inches worth of snow on this date in 1987. And of course, as you would expect, if it snows at this time of the year, it melted quickly. It was 70, I think, by April 10th. So typically when it snows, even if it's a lot, at this time of the year, it does not stick around for very long. In the meantime, March of 2020 shaped up like this. It was our warmest March and our first warmer than average March since 2016. We've had some cool Marches of late. March has kind of stuck out like a sore thumb because a lot of our months, of course, have been warmer than average over the last several years, but March has been one that's been consistently cool until this year. 6.5 degrees warmer than the average. Our cool day for the month, I would say, would be Tuesday. We've had 3 consecutive Tuesdays with highs in the mid-40s. Saturday falling closely behind with a couple of pretty chilly ones, an average one, and of course this past Saturday was pretty warm. So March goes into the record books as warm and also wet, between 5 and 7 inches worth of rain, pretty common across our area during the month of March. We'll talk about the April forecast at the end of the video. In the meantime, of course, things are greening up and leafing out, and if you think this is ahead of schedule, you are right. Now, when you get into some of these darker reds and almost into the blues, a couple of patches where it's even just a shade late, but overall, I would say as an average, our region is about a week to perhaps even 2 weeks ahead of schedule as far as how green the grass is looking, the number of leaves that are coming out, things are budding. All of this is some amount ahead of schedule across our region. So a lot of us are going to be mowing before you know it if you've not done so already. All right, sprinkles and showers here and there on the radar this evening. This will be the case overnight as well. Might have some random raindrops, but I'm not expecting much in the way of eventful weather as we flip the calendar over into April. As expected, today was yet another gloom fest. We had a few intervals of sun this morning, but I mean a few. It was generally just another pretty cloudy day, just a lot of clouds everywhere today. Notice, though, if you look carefully, some clearing is starting to occur up in New England from northeast to southwest. That process will continue here tomorrow. It'll take until the afternoon, but I'm expecting better things as we go into our Wednesday. So again, pretty easy forecast for the next few days. A couple of sprinkles and showers overnight, maybe first thing Wednesday morning, but then the sun comes out. And then smooth sailing for Thursday and for Friday as well. A couple of great looking days. In fact, I think this trend will continue into Saturday. In fact, we'll probably get into this warm sector on Saturday, meaning high temperatures probably in the mid-60s with a decent amount of sunshine on Saturday. Maybe we pick up some showers at the end of the weekend on Sunday, but not expecting any big thunderstorms or big wind events like we just had this past weekend. So the numbers look like this. I've got a 64 Saturday, a 60 with the shower possibility on Sunday, and then I think we're in the 60s pretty much all of next week, it looks like. Way above the average for the first half of April. And this is, of course, kind of a big change in our medium and long range thinking. I talked about this on this video last evening that, you know, it looked like it was pretty certain that the first 10 days or so of April would end up being cooler than average overall, but boy, the models flipped very quickly over the last few days, suggesting that April, at least the first half of April, will look a lot like winter did. Cool in the west, warm in the east. Yeah, a lot of 60s in our future, I think, for the next couple of weeks. As far as precipitation trends as we go into the month of April, there's not much of a signal here, and I kind of suspect April will not be as wet overall as March has turned out to be. Of course, we're going to have April showers occasionally, like we see every April. It's going to rain some. But will it be a tremendously wet month or a wetter than average month to the degree that we just saw in March? I kind of doubt that. It'll probably be closer to a typical April. Aprils are typically fairly wet. So, it's going to rain a fair amount, I think, in April, but will it be unusually wet? Right now, odds do not favor that. All right, thank you for checking out the Tuesday evening edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. I hope you and your family are doing well in these times, and a much better afternoon to maybe get outside, take a walk, get some fresh air. Coming up on Wednesday with more great weather coming our way Thursday and Friday. Enjoy.